Hey everybody, it is Abby. How are you guys doing tonight? Thanks for stopping in. Tonight we are hearing from a man who wrote in who said that he married his high school sweetheart and found out she cheated on him and decided to do the same to her. So, let's get into this. Interesting little email here. Let's see what this is all about. Excuse me. It says, Abby, I wanted to email you to get my fellow subscribers and your take on my situation. So here goes. My wife and I have been together for 10 plus years. We began dating in high school and have been together ever since. We were each other's first and only intimate partners, with the exception of a few experimental times with swinging. At one point in college, I discovered I had the clap. I didn't know at the time how I had gotten it. Fast forward to 13 years later, my wife began therapy and admitted to me she slept with my friend on a break without protection. I was frustrated and beyond hurt and angry. I considered one of my coworkers my work wife, and we hung out at lunch and would chat. We would go out sometimes with friends, and there was some tension and flirting. One night I was working late at the office alone, and she came in to hang out. She was wearing a pink dress, and one thing led to another. Next thing I know, we were making out, and one thing continued to lead to another, and just before we sealed the deal, I panicked and called it off. A few days had went by, and I had already promised her I would help her move. I came over, and this time she was in tights and a t-shirt. On the way up, in my head, I justified what I was about to do and talked myself into it. She didn't hesitate. We continued on repeatedly until I got a promotion and took a different job. But sometimes I think about her while I'm with my wife. Should I tell my wife? Does this make us even? I'm really not sure what to do. Would love to hear the community's and your thoughts on this. Okay. So, yes, I must say that two wrongs do not make a right. Any situation. I do have some questions for you. You said that, were you two, I don't recall if you said that you two were married at the time that she slept with your friend, or if you were still just in college and not married. Because that could definitely play a factor in things and her point of view. And you two said that you were the only person each other had. And you mentioned that you had the clap. Did you mention that to her? And what was her response to that? If you two were the only people, unless it was during your swinging experiment time, um, how did that come about if you two were the only two together at the time? Um, you know, obviously, did she have it? Has she been faithful since then? Would be another question. If it was something before you were married, I'm not saying that it's right, but you weren't married. But has she been if it was outside of the marriage, has she been faithful throughout your marriage? Um, that might be something to consider. Also, when she finally told you, did you tell her that you forgave her for it? What was your response to that? And how did you guys work through that? That would be another question I had for you. Um, you know, does it make you feel better about her indiscretion now that you've had one of your own? Is it going to end there? I know you still said that you don't see her anymore, but you still fantasize about it. Or is it done? Or are you gonna continue to do this with your next work wife that you have in your new position? Something else to think about. Now, personally, I feel that poor choices were made on both sides. And I don't think that getting even is the best choice. I'll say it again, two wrongs don't make it right. I think that a therapist might be in order to evaluate your individual circumstances. I don't, again, I am no therapist by any means. I'm no doctor. I'm no counselor of any sort. Just somebody with life experiences and an opinion. And let's face it, we all have one. I think a therapist would be able to give you the best advice. Depending on your situation, they're going to have a lot more questions and are way more qualified to give you the best advice on whether or not you should mention it to your spouse accordingly, based off of the information you give. But I would definitely talk to a professional, would be my advice, before you go anywhere else with it. That is a very sticky situation, to say the least. You're saying that you were married when you did this with your work wife, so that, is infidelity, considered infidelity. Um, and then you throw in that you guys have played a little bit in the swinging world too. So, there's a lot of unanswered questions in there. So yeah, a therapist or professional counselor or something is going to be able to dig a little deeper and give you the best advice on this one, for sure. I think that's going to be your best bet. Okay, so let's wrap things up. I did want to mention to everyone, um, that I am drumming up some ideas for another subscriber contest. Since I got a lot of feedback and everyone seems to love the cigarette pouches, or cigarette pouch, I should say. So I'm working on another one to throw out another contest for you guys, for a cigarette pouch, help our community grow. So stay tuned and look out for that. Hopefully I'll be announcing that here soon. Today's shout out goes to David Glee and Sony7373. Hey David, hey Sony, thanks for being here. Everyone, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave your comments in the comments section, and you may hear your name in a shout out in a future video. Leave any responses you may have to this gentleman tonight as far as what you think he should do. And we shall see you all real soon. Bye, everyone.